Hello. Japan's train etiquette reflects the country's cultural values of politeness and social harmony. For visitors, experiencing the manners on Japanese trains for the first time can be quite surprising. Here, we'll introduce the basic rules of Japanese train etiquette. 1. Maintain silence conversations and phone usage. In Japanese trains, the general rule is to keep quiet. Trains are not only a means of transportation, but also spaces where many people relax or prepare for work. Out of consideration for others, conversations and phone usage are restricted. In Japan, talking on the phone is prohibited, and people are expected to use their phones quietly for texting or browsing. While phone calls might be common in trains overseas, in Japan, there are "please be quiet" signs, and even announcements remind passengers to keep noise to a minimum. This practice allows all passengers to enjoy a calm and comfortable environment. Thanks to this quiet rule, Japanese trains are remarkably peaceful. Although foreign visitors might find it unusual at first, many grow to appreciate the relaxed atmosphere. 2. Lining up queuing and boarding rules. At Japanese train stations, there's a strong habit of forming lines, which surprises many foreign visitors. Markings on the platform show passengers where to stand, ensuring everyone queues up in an orderly fashion. This practice smoothens the boarding and alighting process. Passengers strictly follow the rule of allowing others to get off before boarding. In other major cities around the world, people getting on and off often mix, causing confusion. However, in Japan, this rule helps maintain a smoother flow. Even in crowded stations, this lining up rule helps preserve order in stations and on trains, reducing the stress of getting on and off. By following this etiquette, foreign visitors can also experience the smooth and orderly flow of Japanese public transportation. 3. Mutual consideration in crowded spaces. Rush hour manners. Japan's rush hours, especially during the morning commute, are incredibly crowded. Despite the congestion, passengers often show mutual consideration and make the most of limited space. This is a reflection of the Japanese spirit of mindfulness toward others. For instance, people often hold large bags in front of them to minimize their space usage. When using smartphones or reading, they're careful not to let their elbows bump others. Such small gestures by each person help to keep the crowded atmosphere as comfortable as possible. Another surprising aspect for foreign visitors is that, even in extreme crowds, there are very few disruptions to order. Thanks to this spirit of consideration, Japanese trains remain orderly and provide a safe, secure environment. These are the basic points of Japanese train etiquette: keeping quiet, forming lines, and showing consideration during crowded times. Reflect values shared by Japanese society as a whole. By following these rules, Japanese trains provide a comfortable and low-stress means of travel, offering visitors a refreshing and enjoyable experience. 2. Why do Japanese people follow these manners? The value of harmony. A cultural mindset focused on maintaining balance. One reason why Japanese people observe good manners and behave quietly on trains is rooted in the cultural importance of wa, or harmony. In Japanese society, maintaining harmony is highly valued, and behaving in a way that considers others forms the foundation of daily manners. Therefore, things like keeping quiet on trains or lining up when boarding or exiting have naturally become part of Japanese life. For example, many people read books or use their smartphones quietly on the train, actions that show consideration for others, and are aimed at not disturbing the harmony. This mindset is instilled from a young age, taught both in schools and at home as a basic form of etiquette for coexisting with others. Since Japan places more importance on group harmony than individual expression, train manners reflect this spirit of wa, respect for others' manners as a sign of consideration. Moreover, the quiet behavior of Japanese people on trains is grounded in a fundamental respect for others. In Japan, people are highly aware of how their behavior in public spaces may impact those around them. Because trains are confined spaces shared by many, even for a short time, it's essential to avoid disturbing others. This is one reason why phone conversations are generally discouraged on trains. For instance, making a call on the train can abruptly break the quiet atmosphere, potentially making others uncomfortable. Therefore, phone calls on trains are generally avoided. Even when listening to music through headphones, people are mindful of preventing sound leakage out of consideration for others. This level of thoughtfulness is based on Japan's cultural emphasis on respecting others and is ingrained as a public manner. The pursuit of efficiency ensuring smooth boarding and exiting. Another reason for Japan's strict adherence to train etiquette is the value placed on efficiency. In bustling cities like Tokyo, especially during rush hour, a high volume of commuters relies on efficient systems for boarding and exiting. To maintain smooth operations, people naturally line up to board and let others exit first. During Tokyo's rush hour, for example, passengers standing near the doors may briefly step off to allow others to exit before reboarding, which facilitates efficient movement. This system reduces stress even in crowded trains and helps more people reach their destinations smoothly. Passengers cooperate and move in sync to maximize the limited time and space, ensuring that as many people as possible can board. This culture of efficiency is a backbone of Japanese train etiquette. These aspects illustrate why Japanese people uphold train manners. Cultural values like harmony, respect for others, and efficiency blend into everyday life, contributing to the smooth functioning of society by fostering consideration for others and the pursuit of efficiency. This translation captures the cultural and practical aspects of Japanese train manners, emphasizing why these behaviors are naturally embedded in daily life. 3. Surprising aspects of Japanese train etiquette from an international perspective. Surprise at phone use being prohibited. One thing that often surprises many foreign visitors is that speaking on the phone is generally prohibited on Japanese trains. This rule exists to avoid causing discomfort to other passengers, as the noise can be disruptive. In many other countries, it's common to make phone calls regardless of the location, making this etiquette in Japan particularly striking. For instance, on Japanese trains, it's considered good manners not only to avoid calls but also to silence phone ringtones and notifications. While travelers may initially find this rule unusual, they quickly come to appreciate the quiet space, which is ideal for reading, working, or simply relaxing. Experiencing this tranquility, many foreigners think this is a wonderful custom. This unique aspect of respecting other people's space and time in public environments often impresses visitors. Quiet train atmosphere limits on music and conversation. Japanese trains also have specific etiquette around conversation and music. Passengers tend to speak in low voices and avoid any sound leakage from headphones, showing a deep regard for others. Many foreign visitors are surprised by this, especially when they see that even friends often refrain from chatting too much in order to maintain the quiet atmosphere. For instance, while it's common in other countries to play music or talk loudly on the train, in Japan, most people either speak softly or remain silent, taking care to prevent headphone noise. This etiquette stems from the Japanese value of not bothering others in public spaces. As a result, visitors to Japan often find the peacefulness of Japanese trains refreshing and feel impressed by this cultural aspect of quietly sharing a calm environment with others. Orderly rush hour, minimal chaos despite crowds. Another aspect that often leaves an impression is the orderly nature of Japan's rush hour. Despite Japan's rush hours being among the most crowded in the world, passengers line up calmly and take turns boarding and exiting without rushing. This orderly and courteous behavior is striking to international observers. For instance, during peak hours in Tokyo or Osaka, the platforms and trains become packed, yet people avoid jostling or pushing each other. Station staff help guide passengers smoothly, and everyone queues up and boards in an organized manner. This orderly conduct minimizes stress during crowded times. Foreign visitors experiencing Japan's rush hour often express surprise, saying, "It's amazing how calm and organized it is, even with so many people." Observing the Japanese culture of prioritizing order and respect, many visitors naturally start to adopt similar behavior, gaining insight into Japanese manners. Through these points, it becomes clear why Japanese train etiquette feels refreshing and surprising to international visitors. Observing how deeply ingrained the consideration for others is in daily life provides a unique glimpse into Japanese culture and fosters a deeper understanding of it. 4. Important train etiquette for foreign visitors in Japan. Priority seating rules, consideration for the elderly and physically impaired. One of the key things to be mindful of on Japanese trains is the priority seating rule. Japanese trains have designated priority seats for the elderly, physically impaired, pregnant women, and passengers with small children. These seats are not just special places where one can sit, but spaces where consideration for these individuals is highly encouraged to ensure their comfort on the train. Why is priority seating important? In Japan, consideration for others is a cherished value, and this is particularly emphasized in public transportation. For instance, young or able-bodied passengers often vacate priority seats so that elderly or physically impaired passengers can easily sit down when they board. Additionally, it is recommended to turn off mobile phones near priority seats as a measure of respect, especially for those with pacemakers or other medical devices. Specifically, when sitting in a priority seat, it's essential to check if anyone around might need it. If there are elderly people, pregnant women, or others standing nearby, it is courteous to offer them your seat. Even as a foreign visitor, showing this kind of consideration demonstrates an understanding and respect for Japanese culture. Handling large luggage, tips for avoiding inconvenience to others. Another point of etiquette to keep in mind is how to handle large luggage. Japanese trains can be extremely crowded, especially during rush hours when commuting to work or school. Because of this, extra care is needed when managing one's belongings. In Japan, the idea of not inconveniencing others is highly valued. And even those with large bags are expected to manage them in ways that avoid disturbing other passengers. For example, keeping a large backpack on can bump into people behind, so it's recommended to carry backpacks in front or place them at your feet. Similarly, if you have a suitcase or other large bags, it's important to keep them close to your body during crowded times to prevent bumping into others. A specific tip is to hold backpacks in front of you and avoid standing near doorways or aisles on the train. This kind of small consideration not only leaves a good impression on those around you but also helps prevent potential conflicts. No eating or drinking in stations. Etiquette for food and drinks on trains. Finally, let's touch on food and drink etiquette within stations and on trains. In Japan, eating and drinking within stations and on trains is generally discouraged. While it's not unusual to see people having a light snack on a bench or on the platform, eating on the train itself is considered impolite. This is especially true in crowded carriages, as the smells and sounds associated with eating could bother other passengers. The reason eating is discouraged is primarily to avoid causing discomfort to others. Eating in public spaces can result in spilled food or lingering smells, which may make others feel uncomfortable. It is therefore best to finish your food and drink in the station before boarding, or to wait until you have exited the train. Specifically, even with drinks, some regions or certain times of day might view drinking on the train as poor etiquette. Water or unscented beverages like tea are generally accepted. By observing these guidelines, you can enjoy Japan's public transportation with ease and avoid any unnecessary trouble with fellow passengers. These etiquette points are fundamental for first-time visitors to Japan and can greatly enhance your travel experience. 5. The benefits of following etiquette. A comfortable and safe traveling environment. One major benefit of adhering to train etiquette in Japan is the preservation of a comfortable and safe traveling environment. Trains are a primary mode of transportation in Japan and are used by countless people. Especially in urban areas, where crowding is unavoidable, following rules creates a space where everyone can travel safely. For instance, the prohibition of phone conversations on trains is part of this effort. By maintaining a quiet environment, passengers can relax, focus on studies, or enjoy reading. Additionally, the habit of queuing is important as well. It facilitates smooth boarding and exiting, reducing the risk of accidents, even at crowded stations. This is an expression of Japan's unique culture of consideration, designed to ensure a pleasant experience for visitors using Japanese trains for the first time. In this way, the strict observance of etiquette both inside and outside trains allows Japan's public transportation system to maintain its reputation worldwide as a comfortable and safe traveling environment. Reducing stress among passengers. Moreover, following etiquette has the benefit of reducing stress among passengers. A quiet environment inside the train and smooth boarding and disembarking allow everyone to travel with a relaxed mindset. It may come as a surprise, but refraining from loud conversations on crowded trains significantly reduces stress for surrounding passengers. The spirit of mutual courtesy is another aspect of Japanese etiquette. For instance, it's common to give up priority seats for the elderly, pregnant women, and people with disabilities. This thoughtfulness allows passengers to share a better space together, even in crowded conditions. Thus, following train etiquette is closely tied to the consideration for others and the realization of a more comfortable travel experience. A chance to deepen understanding of Japanese culture. Experiencing Japanese train etiquette is also an opportunity to deepen understanding of Japanese culture. The practice of respecting etiquette and showing thoughtful consideration is rooted in Japanese values and daily life, making even a train ride an excellent way to encounter Japanese culture. For example, the orderly queuing and quietness inside the train reflect the Japanese spirit of harmony and a deep respect for others. By learning and experiencing these manners firsthand, visitors can gain a greater appreciation for Japanese values and culture. Additionally, Japan's trains reflect a balance between respecting personal space and valuing public order, making it easier to understand the unique culture of public quietness, rarely seen in other countries. In this way, Japanese train etiquette goes beyond mere rules, as it is embedded in a deep cultural background, making it an invaluable learning experience for visitors, and offering a meaningful way to increase interest in Japanese culture. Thank you for watching. I hope this video sparked some curiosity about Japanese culture. By learning about Japanese manners and etiquette, you can gain insights into Japanese perspectives and values and feel a deeper connection to the country's charm. We'll continue to introduce more aspects of Japanese culture and its many attractions, so please subscribe to the channel and look forward to the next video.